What's going on, Internet? Matt here at teringer.bsky. Kicking off the channel here. As with all journeys, there is a beginning, and that beginning usually involves a story. In the spirit of October, I decided to go with a horror story to kick off my channel here. So, if you're here, then you've likely seen the title of this video and know that I did in fact have one of the Soulstones in my sock drawer. In order for us to get to that part of the story, we need a little context. So, here's the background. I played Magic from 1993, 1994, all the way up until Darksteel in around 2000, I think 6 or 7 is when that set was. And then I took a almost 20-year hiatus from Magic. I stopped playing. There are reasons that I stopped playing. I won't go into them here in this video, but the crux of it is that they released Final Fantasy, which is a game that I played a lot as a kid. I mean, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, most of the big ones that I played, 7, 8, 9, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 titles. I played almost all of them. As with a lot of nostalgia things, the announcement of a Final Fantasy set really got me excited. So it got me back into the game. I did a draft. Hilarious. I come back and I do a draft, and I'd never seen a two-sided card. So a lot of the folks at that first draft probably got a big kick out of me not knowing a lot of the things that were happening in the world of Magic and things I'd never seen before. So that was all fun and really exciting for me. Really got back into it. Thank goodness I didn't get back into it during the Lord of the Rings set, because otherwise I would probably be pretty financially destitute right now. So getting back into the Final Fantasy set, I wanted to collect the entire Master set, which is a very big endeavor. I think I'm down to like 10 Surge Foils left, and a Neon Chocobo. Of course, those are very difficult to find. I've been on the lookout for collector boxes and collector boosters for a trade and other things like that. So when I happened to visit a store I hadn't been to before, Alchemist Refuge, I met the owner there. We had a good conversation. He had just gotten back from a convention and had happened to have some Final Fantasy collector booster boxes that he had obtained there and brought back with him. I asked if he'd be open to a trade. He said that he would be. I had pre-ordered a few boxes of Spider-Man collector boosters. I had bought them. I had put them in my sock drawer and was sitting on them. I was just kind of waiting because I was going to make this channel. So at this point, you can probably figure out where this story is going. I worked out a trade with him, and in that trade included those collector booster boxes of Spider-Man. In every world out there for what especially I'm trying to accomplish, which was to get the master set for Final Fantasy, that was, a good trade. Those are hard to get. Anything that I could do to possibly get something closer, one step closer, a few more Surge Foil to the collection to complete that was awesome. Never in a million years did I ever think that it was possible for a card like that to be in one of those boxes. To my chagrin, when I came back to, have a conversation, finalize some things with him, he had mentioned that he needed to fly to Texas, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. Like, what are you doing? He said, oh, I'm getting, some cards graded. I remember he had just pulled these on a hot streak. He had pulled a couple of the Neon Chocobos. He had pulled one of the Thanos Soulstones. So he mentioned, we're getting the Chocobos graded and Soulstone graded. And I was like, oh yeah, the Thanos one. And he's like, no, the Soulstone. That was that moment. There's that moment where that sinking feeling, that pit in your stomach, where you just stop for a moment and go, wait a second, you mean like the Soulstone, right? Like the Soulstone. Did you pull that from one of the boxes I traded you? He's like, I'm an honest guy. My employees didn't want me to tell you, but I would be lying if I said that I didn't pull it from that. So yes, I absolutely pulled it from one of the boxes you traded me. And the crushing weight of that feeling, that sensation, knowing that I had what is, as of the recording of this video, a $42,000 card was sitting in my sock drawer. Like, how insane is that? I mean, I remember back as a kid, there weren't cards like that. I mean, we were buying packs of Revised for $1.99 at Shinder's, ripping packs of the Dark for 99 cents. I mean, we never imagined in a million years that, a Mox would go for, $1,000, or that there'd be cards that were selling to Post Malone for $2 million, or Golden Chocobos worth $250,000. Things like that didn't exist back when I played Magic before. So to fathom that, mind-blowing. Right? Soul crushing, if you will, pun intended. And now, of course, you have to remember that it's like Schrodinger's Soulstone. The moment that I would have opened those packs and ripped them on, it would have all been just, gonna be chump stuff. That would be my luck. I have terrible luck. Nobody in their right mind, if you want to live with that knowledge that that was something sitting in your sock drawer, you have to look at it from a different perspective, right? Zero ill will. It's amazing. I'm excited to be part of that story, because that's something that I can tell for my whole life. Crazy, like, now it's worth this much money, and that was in my sock drawer. How cool of a story is that? Fast forward, he did go and get it graded, and it came back at 10, which is amazing. You can check out his video. Of course, there's that monetary question that we all have to ask ourselves. If we pulled that, what would we do? Like, would you keep it, or would you sell it? And what would you do with it, right? So, like, I thought about that. It's like, oh, I'm gonna, down payment on a house, and, buy a 4-family, buy a new car, just all these other big life adult things that would instantly pay for all of those things, right? Check out the other socials. Check out our Instagram. Every Tuesday we do live stream cracking the very Final Fantasy collector boosters that were traded for, in the hopes that maybe I can redeem myself with all the copium for Golden Chicken, Golden Chocobo. So let me know in the comments below what you would have used the money for if you would have sold it, or if you didn't, like, what would you do? Would you try and collect the other 5? Because there's going to be 5 more. There's going to be 5 more, and someone's going to want to try and collect them all. Like, how much is that going to be worth 6 years from now when all 6 of them are out? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, this is Matt at teringer.bsky.